timed to perfection.
Yeah, look at that. Winner semifinals.
Gravy time.
The winner of this will go on to play Beast in winners finals, but you know, we got a whole set before that happens. And yeah, Webb, usually a pretty good candidate for winners finals in these tournaments.
Yeah, there was a couple, at least in like 1 week, I guess, where Webb ended up like getting in losers super early or falling out super early, but it feels like he's always a contender for like top 16, top 8s, like just on a mix of his own like ability and his own skill level, as well as Wi-Fi Lucas is such a pain sometimes.
Yeah, he's one of those characters that I think a lot of people change their opinion on when Wi-Fi started, especially like, you know, Webb, again, like so consistent in results where you have to wonder, like, is this character actually really good, like, without anyone noticing? Because no one talked about this character at all before Wi-Fi.
I talked about Lucas.
Not that often. I feel like I've never heard you bring up Lucas.
Ask Elu. All
right, I'll have to ask Elu. But I mean, you also used to play Ness, so I could see why you would talk about Lucas. I mean, it's a while ago now.
The only player that I remember like really starting to like get on the Lucas is kind of broken train, because I don't talk to you much, Gons, not gonna be honest. Was a Sensei actually. He was having a really hard time playing against any Lucas with his snake. And it just sent him on a really awful mindset train of like, I need to find a secondary, I need to figure out this matchup, like Lucas can just like hard counter my character. He's since gotten better at the matchup, but it really, that's what started to make me look at Lucas's frame data and be like, wow, like why is like 4 of his moves -2 on shield? Who decided this?
He's broken.
The fact that all of his kills, or all of his throws kill or can lead to a kill is really what I think the biggest deal is, because he has good options to kill you already, let alone being able to secure like a grab kill on you pretty much anywhere on the stage.
Yeah, no worries. But to go on that, like, you're afraid to shield against Lucas because he has like so many grab confirms that either net into damage or kills or what have you. But then also his F tilt and down smash are amazing at like corner pressure. He has Palutena and Nair on a floatier body, an all-purpose combo starter and down tilt, solid, incredible kill power and stuff like, you know, F smash and up air and like forward air and stuff like that. Enormous hitboxes, like a great air dodge. Like this character just kind of on paper has everything. But in practice, his major flaw is everything is great when someone's approaching you. Duck Hunt doesn't need to do that. Granted, Duck Hunt's at a serious disadvantage at the moment, and is going to need to push to put on some damage, and to regain his own lead. But once you force Lucas to get like off of his spot, and like really try to be aggressive with his placements, that's when you can start stuffing him out, and preferably you have the sword. Because, you know, PK kids don't really like swords.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, though, like, Lucas has a lot more ability to fight against, like, sword and range than Ness does. But, yeah. But still, I mean, you're still right about that, generally. But, yeah, that's going to be Webb taking game 1. A little bit as expected. Webb is just such a strong contender in all these things. So Sparky, I don't think I've seen him yet at DNA, but I do know. Did he win something recently, or did he do like really well at Xeno or something? I feel like pretty recent.
There was the other Sparky at Xeno that top. I think I got 7th at a couple times.
Okay,
but I don't know this Sparky's Wi-Fi record. I know offline he was like starting to get hot, and like picked up a couple good wins, did well at like a bunch of bears. I think he won an Arcadian.
Yeah, he probably did win an Arcadian. That sounds about right. He used to be really competitive in Smash 4, so you know he's used to being able to play at like a higher level. So I am guessing that there's probably stage switch since both of them exit the arena at one point. So I don't know where we're going, but probably looking at a change of scenery.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know what stage benefits Duck Hunt or detriments Lucas enough to make a swap. Because, I mean, you don't want to go back to FD, seemingly. So,
Yeah, I don't know. Oh.
Battlefield.
Yeah, so here we go, Battlefields. I guess this probably presents Sparky with a few more opportunities for setups, or just things to do what they can, which we're already seeing on the field, moving all over the place. But I think Lucas gets plenty from this switch as well, to be honest with you. Having platforms is probably pretty good for him as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of the quote-unquote counter picks on the New Jersey rule set are just like, it's more about layout and it's less about like benefits and detriments too much, because every stage is a contender for being a neutral stage.
Right.
So what you're looking for here is the triplat setup. You're looking for what I assume is like easier ways to avoid PK fire and like any sort of grounded Lucas setup. Like if you're on the platform, you won't have to worry about like down tilt as much. You won't have to worry about grab as much. But you lose what Lucas gains is just complete aerial dominance theoretically. So Duck Hunt's gonna have to play around that pretty hard. But Cam does an amazing job at that, because Cam can sit on that platform and be really scary.
Yeah, because Lucas can control the aerial game, but, you know, that's still at least a third of the stage where you got to watch out getting hit by the can. And sending Sparky in a little bit of a good direction for Sparky. You got him right back on the stage, and now in the position where he's able to fight for neutral. But both these guys kind of just like a hit or so away. Lucas, honestly, all he needs to do is get a grab, man. That's the thing, right? Duck Hunt can't really rely on that, but PK Fire also a plenty viable option to take a stock.
Yeah, you just throw that out. It's like a constant 50-50 of, do I jump and eat this PK Fire? Wow, that hit through the stage. Wait a minute. Is he dead? Oh no, great air dodge. Okay. Yeah, PK Fire, like short hop PK Fire is just almost a constant 50-50, because you want to shield it so you don't have to worry about that, but at kill percent, grab is the least, the worst option that you could have let happen. And Lucas does all this at a safe range.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the thing, is like this character. I'm stealing this from Koopa, but I always love the sign. He's been social distancing for years, ever since, you know, before it was a trend. He can keep you away. You know, he's got plenty of ways to kind of just grab and toss, kind of fade away off stage to avoid stuff like that. So that's a huge advantage, especially when you're playing against a projectile character.
Oh wait, that can placement was so good, but
dude, Webb's got those recoveries on lock. I've seen him come back from the depths now several times.
It helps that the major difference in Lucas's recovery compared to Ness is that it's not a one-punch kind of super hit like Ness's PK Rocket. Instead, it's a multi-hit, but to compensate, quote-unquote, it goes significantly farther. Plus, you add in the rope snake tether, and it's really hard to mess with Lucas off stage.
Yeah, it's true. You're not really ever going to gimp this character too badly. Or put him in a position where I can't get back.
The tether goes incredibly hard. It's not like Smash 4 Toon Link tether that could hit at a almost straight up from... Like, Toon Link could tether to the stage in Smash 4 from like straight above the ledge and snap right down to it, which was like pretty good for mix-ups. Like, it's not that incredible, but it does what it needs to get it done.
Right.
As a character whose colloquial matchup is lol just edgeguard him, like, you're gonna catch a lot of people off guard.
Yeah, so let's see. Sparky does have the upper hand at the moment, And
Sparky's ledge trapping has been super good.
it's been good. He's really got a great command over the character and has like a really good sense of how to put you in positions that leave you vulnerable, essentially. So here we go, though. Does have some work to do to find any kind of room in on Webb, and just like that, he does. Right on
he
cue.
angled it up, too, to catch the jump in.
So there you go. Once again, well played by Sparky. Is going to find himself another game, officially taking us to another Game 3 set.
This is where we actually expect Game 3s, though.
Yeah, this is definitely the time in bracket. Both, you know, this is the fight for winners finals against Beasts. And the loser will drop down on the side of the bracket that has the likes of DNA, Shucky, Pink Cage,
Yo,
Adamus.
DNA entered DNA.
Dude, DNA entered DNA.
That's amazing.
There's some DNA VODs of DNA at DNA as well.
DNA did DNA at DNA at DNA.
DNA. Also, apparently Adamus didn't DQ because he's currently in top 16 of losers playing against J Grunt, so that's good. I thought we
lied to
I thought we lost him. Thought we lost him. But we did not. So, all right, I don't know where we're heading, but maybe we're running it right back. Who knows? I don't know what Webb's. You'd think in all this time I would know like what Webb's stage preferences are, but I guess I just don't.
I know he likes Kalos. I know he likes Battlefield. Those are like his main two counter picks that I see him go. I think Smashville is the other one that I see him like leave open for counter pick a lot, and people take him there. I'm not sure about. Oh, and like FD, I guess is the other one. Like those are the main like 4 stages. But I largely think he just like bans based on matchup. But I feel like we're not gonna see Battlefield again because Sparky would put the can on platform and then flick it off so that it rolls off the main platform, the side platform, and drops right along ledge and at a really steep angle, so where easy PK Thunder 2 angles would get stuffed by the can.
Right.
So it makes sense that why we go to a more flat stage, less creative instances for can. It's a lot more straightforward of a projectile here, as straightforward as can be.
Yeah, as straightforward as it can be. All right, so yeah, I don't know. This is a flat stage. Does have a good tendency to sort of, you know, it does even things out. No pun intended, but we'll see. Webb is off to the early lead with a lot more of the same from Sparky, just keeping his distance and putting out the hitboxes he's got to put out. He does, technically, he does, well now he definitely does have the stage control, and he has been good on the ledge. Does catch Webb rolling back in.
Lucas is so floaty that it's hard for Sparky to net like a lot of damage in sequence. It's a lot of just, he's settling for a lot of pot shots, which I feel like is less about Sparky playing poorly. It's more like he's playing the matchup right. Like he's letting Webb have all his space. He's respecting the absurdity of his grab game and his frame data. It's just like, I'm going to let my can and let my gunman do the work, and once you fall into hits, then I'll get my damage 20% at a time.
Yeah, it's a smart move. I mean, you know, you're playing the character, but use everything the character's got. Let him play the game for you. That's the whole idea. So that's exactly what he's doing. It does, you know, it's frustrating if you're Webb trying to get in at this point. Sparky's doing such a good job setting up like an ironclad wall in front of himself. Has not been able to find any kind of way in, and it's constantly had gunmen just shooting stuff at him.
I love that setup so much. Throw the can one way, hit it back the other, and once you think it's going to hit your shield, he pings it back the original direction so that it would catch maybe like a jump out of shield or any sort of roll. And setups like that netted him a pretty solid lead. So
yeah, no,
now we're going to have to see Webb's comeback game come back to life. That pun was not intentional, but I stand by
it happens. Trust me. Yeah.
Is this best of 3 or best of 5?
This is best of 3. Best of 5 is only in finals, so losers, winners, and grands.
All right. Well, I think I'm gonna dip. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
See ya.
Enjoy your evening. Alright, classic Gons. He comes as he goes.
He tires out. He's like a child. All right. So.
Wow, Sparky's like, this looks like an inverse of game 1, where Sparky was just, looks like he was on such a back foot throughout the entire game, like, taking so much damage as he tried desperately, like, so many different ways to approach. Now it feels like WebbJP is on the receiving end of that unfortunate feeling, where it just feels like nothing's really working and you're running into everything.
Yeah, Sparky's he's really put up such a wall this game. Looking pretty solid. He's got Webb really trying to figure out what to do here. Webb's having a really difficult time just figuring out how to get in and not get hit, because now he is really close to death. Meanwhile, Sparky has officially lapped him in percent.
Just trying to, like, we're at option like F in the playbook here. It's like, what if I just rolled in?
Yeah, basically. So here we go. This is, yeah, the best position you could be in, especially as Lucas. You got Duck Hunt off stage, trying to recover from low. Recovery's bad, for sure. And if you're recovering from low, there's no way you could cover it with Ken or anything like that. So Webb's really going to have to dig deep and figure out what to do here to basically get in enough on Sparky to get the damage to get anything to kill. And he's slowly started the trip there. Does have 22% on Sparky. And just like that, wow, getting hit right into the can. Sparky going to take that one 2-1, moves on the winners finals to play Beast.
Can control is such a benefit for Duck Hunt, because as long as you keep it like in midair somewhere, there's always that opportunity where, you know, like I get a stray, Duck Hunt gets a stray hit, the duck does count as a disjoint for some reason, in the same way that, like, why is Kazooie a disjoint on Banjo? Why is this bird not a hitbox? Because they're not. But you get a stray hit into a floating can in the middle of space, and
Totally
all of a sudden, like, you explode.